Hey guys, the video just cut off. I ran out of storage, so I had to delete a lot of stuff. So I think I only have a couple minutes of recording, but so I lost my train of thought. But I'm gonna read a little bit more and then call it. So bear with me. I might have to make two separate videos, um, or edit them together as one. But here we go. This diagram, figure 242, was made by Sri Yogteswar Yogananda's guru. He did this in the late 18th century, though he did not know the true time duration of the precession of the equinox. He put it at 24,000 years. That's pretty good if you didn't know. That was very close because most Hindus had no idea of what they were doing when working with yugas. I don't mean to put them down, but they didn't. You see, when we're coming through the Kali Yuga, we were in the darkness, most asleep times. Most of the books written in the last 2,000 years were written by people who were asleep. Asleep. See if I had like the editing, put that fade away. But yeah, so I was saying are asleep on the other side of the world, and I'm awake. But then I'll be sleeping by the time you see this. When you see this, it'll be a different time, different place. So, and we're asleep, relatively speaking, and we're trying to interpret books written by people who were much more awake. They didn't understand what the older books were saying. So, as with any book written in the last 2,000 years, you've got to be a little bit careful because of the time it was written in. Many Hindu scholars were putting the precession of the equinox at hundreds of thousands of years, and some said one yuga is around 150,000 years. They were wrong and just did not understand. Yukteswar knew better, but he wasn't quite right either. What he did in this diagram was to put the different yugas around the outer edge on, and on the inside we put the 12 signs of the zodiac. Remember, like, the 12 is very symbolic, and it adds up. You keep adding it. 144, thus showing which yugas corresponded with what sign. When he made this chart, we were in Virgo, shown in the bottom left quadrant. Dwarpara. At that moment, we're between Virgo and Leo. At the moment, we're between Virgo and Leo. Sorry. I apologize, guys. Depending on what astrologer you talk to, we're close to the third eye. Of the Virgin right now and passing into Leo. That's physically. That means the planet physically is between Virgo and Leo. But if you look 180 degrees across the heavens, you see the sky moving from Pisces into Aquarius. At this moment, we're right on the line between Pisces and Aquarius, about to head into the age of Aquarius. But physically, it's a whole different point of view. You need to understand that, because when we look at the works in Egypt, some of the writings don't make sense without knowing this perspective. So here's this cool chart, sky chart. You guys can see. So I have like about 5 more minutes of recording. So I'll just read this last part right here. But yeah, we're in Aquarius. Devian Yoga, 12,000 years. It's very interesting. But here we go, real quick. I'm gonna run out. Hopefully I can finish this. Oh, because this one's really good. It's with Edgar Casey. Okay, modern views on the pole shifts. In the 1930s, Edgar Casey was channeling answers for a geologist when, in the middle of a question, Casey stopped and said something like, "You know, there's something a little more important going on with the Earth that maybe you should know about," and started talking about how the poles of the Earth are going to shift soon. He said the year it would happen would be the winter of 1998, but things have changed since then in a physically unpredictable manner. You know what? Speaking of that, they just said that the poles shifted. Like, I don't know if that's true, but I'm gonna look up that article too, and I'm gonna put it in the link. But yeah, I read that like they just, and then how time sped up and they're speeding up time, and I'm gonna put Gina too, because she was talking about it too today or the other day, and I was like, what the hell? That's what, like, everybody's thinking the same thing. But yeah, they said the pole shift, like everything's like wacky, and the weather, and who knows, I don't know. And if that's the case, then we're in a like computer or something. It's a simulation for sure if they're doing all this stuff. So yeah, sorry. So yeah, that's what they said. Something like that, but very interesting. A lot of things going on. So as I read this book, we're gonna be discussing just side topics, things that pop up as we read. Freestyle. So I only have like 2 more minutes. I'm gonna read until the end of this paragraph, and then we're gonna stop there. The poles still may shift, but then again, they may do it in a way slightly different from Casey's prediction. We do have free will, and we can change the fate of the world simply through our being. So we're gonna end right there. You could change the world. It's mind power. Mind power. Yeah, definitely mind power, because once you start focusing and meditating, you can change like everything. Everything. Because you know why?